shut up anymore.
We now join you after a regularly scheduled complete fucking disaster. Adam decided to show up.
What's up, fuckers?
So now that we're here, I'll tell you guys where I was been. I was at a bar.
You went drinking on a Wednesday night.
To be fair though, it was Geeks That Drink, so it makes sense.
Adam, you've better gotten a waitress's phone number.
No, I just.
If you're gonna get laid out of this, we'll call it even. It's cool. But I swear to God, if you made us wait, because you were at a bar. You know what? I've hit my quota for existential crisis this week. Son of a bitch. Last time on Werewolf, the goddamn apocalypse, Dark Ages, end of my suffering. You guys. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm broken for a second. I'm trying real hard.
Adam didn't get any digger out of his bar visit and made us fucking wait. Like,
wait, so you're drinking and texting on your fucking phone driving?
I'm not intoxicated yet. I'm just like buzzed.
Last time on fucking Werewolf the Apocalypse.
I better hear that you had like 90 fucking Bud Light.
No, the place that I went to doesn't have Bud Light.
Hey, how's it going, Daestra? It's a pleasure to see you, buddy.
Ah, Daestra, you have not arrived in a long time.
You beat me to the chat, though, Daestra. You beat me to the stream.
Yeah, it's funny that you were here before Adam.
Yep.
Last time on Werewolf the Apocalypse, you guys had met with the Eagle Spirit, who charged you with a quest and revealed to you the nature of the curse of the Silver Fangs. The true burden of kings is not responsibility, it is not power. It is madness. It is knowing that one's directives are the right thing to do. He bid you to continue on to the city of York as you were doing, and told you that you would know what to do when you arrived. Also, in doing so, as you finally came into your more spiritual lupine natures, your gifts are fully activated.
Yes. I can now tell us who we're making babies with.
Alright, so it's up to you. Do you guys wish to spend the night in this cave, or do you continue straight on to York?
Well, how long have we been running for?
Yeah, it's been a while. We should probably recuperate in this.
Well, when are we expected?
You're not expected.
Oh.
And
you're going out of a way
as I
to York,
recall,
remember?
There was issues with the weather, it being rainy, cold. So.
Oh yes, by the way, dear friends, my lovely lady is not feeling well tonight. Hopefully she'll join us next time.
Oh, I guess, how beat does Henry look? Since he doesn't have amazing werewolf stamina.
He doesn't necessarily have amazing werewolf stamina, but he's got pretty great stamina for a human. I mean, he is a professional soldier, so he's okay for a while. He's had to do his share of forced marches before.
Yeah, he's an NPC.
Oh wait, we have our spirit connection now, right? Like we basically just got our totem.
You don't have your totem yet.
Oh, okay.
That's not something that happens till after you're actually accepted into a tribe.
Well, then I guess I just quit.
That's okay. You can go drinking with Adam and post memes in the fucking Discord.
While driving? Yes.
Holy shit, I'm shocked you're not dead. And you fucking put your phone in accessibility mode.
Wait, can we not confess to crimes on fucking Twitch?
It's not a crime. I was parked there. I'm not parked, but I was at a stoplight. Everybody takes it at a stoplight, and if you don't, you're lying.
I mean, statute of limitation, he has to be caught in the act.
I'm gonna ask Henry. How long are we? Not how long are we expected in York, but when are we expected to meet his family and the rest of the tribe?
And he'll sort of puzzle to himself. Well, if everything had gone according to plan, I suppose sometime tomorrow or the next day. Unfortunately, I dare say that went well out the window.
Tits up, as the kids like to say.
Yusuf! You missed a hell of a start, my dude.
Now wind it.
Everyone had a fucking aneurysm except Adam.
I'm a buzz. This one will get aneurysms. Woo!
Josh was late because he was working. Adam, why were you late?
I have to repeat myself again.
Yeah.
Tell everybody why we had to wait this long.
Well, I'm waiting for Josh to show up. Just kidding.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh,
we
put
need
that
a
on
brew
me.
more mead. I think I need to be inebriated to get through this. That's okay, baby. Sit and rest. All right. Yeah, floor is yours, guys. Also,
Well, if Henry's okay. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. How many we should have been? Where at what time? I didn't really. I got sidetracked with Adam shenanigans.
As you do.
Henry told you if everything went according to plan, you would have reached the cairn of the Silverfangs sometime tomorrow, maybe early the next day. Unfortunately,
Well, I'm ready.
current situation given, not really on the table anymore.
Well, I'm ready to do a forced march to York if everybody's okay.
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, well, you have a horse, right? Is the horse going to make it?
Unless you want to just abandon your horse.
I will not abandon my horse.
Is that the
Sean,
horse
7619, how you doing, buddy?
Is that the horse right here, Tom?
Adam Shenanigans is the fucking title of my memoirs.
Be very
I
quiet.
hate this biopic.
So we're doing a forced march?
This is Star Wars.
I mean, I can handle it.
I'm more concerned for my horse. It and others. I know I can handle it.
Now, your horse is a concern, because that's been going ever since you left Castle Van Constantine. So it probably could use a cooldown, otherwise a change of mounts at this point.
Right. We'll give the horse a minute and feed it 3 carrots until its bar goes back up.
There we go.
Let's have the horse ride the werewolf.
Oh man, that'd be fantastic if Tom's character had been riding an actual whore instead of a horse the whole way here.
It's a weird kind of roleplay.
Mazzy, how's it going?
Yeah, Elizabeth will carry the horse in Krenos form.
And then I'll have the horse carry me in Krenos form. Yeah.
Just a Krenos horse.
Mazzy, I'm looking forward to you shitting on Xavier's play. That's the highlight of every stream now for me.
My take?
Well, I guess we're resting until the horse is ready to go again.
Okay.
Don't eat my horse.
It's not bad, Soul, but we're referring to a lot of medieval stuff, so maybe I didn't do well enough in evoking that. Oh, Sean7619 votes that Elizabeth carries the horse in human form.
That's just. I'm not a Pegasus sister. There we go.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Like what are the gold brownies called? Is that a Pegasus sisters? Or am I something? Is that something else?
I have
Adam.
no idea, bro.
Adam, fix your camera.
Me?
Yeah, fix your camera.
Kind of like
All right,
seeing-
perfect. All
Well,
right.
that's all I'm gonna do.
You rest, feed, water the horse, take a moment to gather your energies yourself. Is anybody particularly wounded?
No.
That's a million. I love that.
No, I think we're all pretty much healed up.
All right. Then, after you give the horse a break, the horse again thunders out of the cave with Henry on its back, and the rest of you, I think, are gonna like Krynos hoof it on all
Yeah,
fours.
I mean, I was on the horse.
Right. Yes.
or wolf hoof it, whichever's faster, or hispo hoof it.
Oh
Uh,
man.
Technically, the fastest would be whichever gives you the most dex. So that might be Hispo, actually.
Why is it always got to be Hispo? Why not Herspo?
Yeah. Oh, hispo and lupus are the same,
In which
but you
case,
get more stamina as hispo, so I guess that would help you with endurance running.
Then Hispo it is.
You just go from wolf to hulkier wolf.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm
then.
on Horsebo. That would be a funny twist if the fucking horse is a changing breed.
Well, yeah, it's in Scarred Lands. They're called the Ironbred. Anyway, so, 2 men on horseback and a weird pack of dire wolves following charge across the English countryside
That's an
As-
album cover, right?
as the moon slowly recedes to the horizon. By the time you reach the city of York, the sun has been in the sky for about an hour, and in the distance on the horizon, you can see the 12-foot tall wooden walls of the city rising above the moat, and the buildings of the actual city itself rising behind the walls. Everybody's in Hispo right now, right?
Oh yeah. Well, as like I see the city on the horizon, I'm gonna go back to Hamid.
I've been in Hamid.
Okay.
Already yours.
What's that, X?
And I'm probably gonna stay in Hispo.
All right.
Unless instructed otherwise.
I'll go human there.
Okay. Lucius, since you're the one that's in Hispo right now, as you're sort of downwind of the city, can I get a perception roll? I don't really care what you add to that. Alertness, awareness, primal urge, intimidation.
Brawl.
3.
I'm sorry, excuse me, what? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Ask Yusuf. Yeah, 3 successes.
3 successes. This place smells
I
awful.
got 2.
It is literally making your eyes start to water as you look upon. It's like every human in the world just decided to take a dump under the same tree at once.
Oh crap.
Just everything about the
wait.
place in the distance.
We are
is-
in the UK, aren't we?
Homid. Yeah.
Hamid?
Homid. Yeah. They do it Britishly.
Alright.
They say things wrong, Tom. Or?
At 46 p.m.
Adam.
Adam, God,
Yeah.
throw your phone against the goddamn wall.
That's your phone telling you shut the fuck up.
I'll do it every time there's a lull in the conversation. So depending on the lull, we're in India.
Ooh, shots fired. Xavier?
What? I don't care about India.
But you're an
Sounds like-
Indian.
Wrong kind of India.
As long as not Gary, Indiana.
As the rest of you get closer, eventually it starts reaching you. This place just smells terrible. Now I'll let you guys decide, actually, if any of your characters have been to York before. Lucius is probably out, but the actual Hamids, you guys have a chance. Maybe you went here on business with your father, or you came with your mother at some point.
I probably undoubtedly have.
Okay.
I'll go with came here with my mother rather than my father.
Elizabeth, do you think you've been to the city?
I was saying probably not.
Okay.
Because I'm old enough to.
So the two of you that have been here before, you kind of expected this going in. York being a cluster of so many people and doesn't really have a sewer system at this point. This is to be expected. There's human waste that gets dumped in the streets. There's garbage that piles up in people's backyards. There is butcher's offal that gets dumped right in the middle of the street. But for some reason, as you're arriving now, it just feels so much worse. Like maybe it's the wolf part of you, your sense is so much more alive, but there's a small little shred in the back of your head that just regrets leaving the wide open space of nature that you've been dwelling in for the past couple hours. And as you look at what is essentially the medieval equivalent of an open cesspit.
Smells like home.
I would hope not.
Now, Elizabeth, this is your first impression of this place. You've never been here before, so it's just completely disgusting.
We're in the Gary, Indiana of America. Yeah.
We're in the Gary, Indiana of Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh, JoJo intensifies. We smell the presence of the stone mask.
Yeah.
There are privies built directly on the moat that run into the sloshy gray water that surrounds the place. And just the smell hits you like a punch to the face. Lucius, you can barely see through your eyes watering at the moment. And is anybody going to tell him not to be a giant wolf?
I'm just going to be like, oh, it smells just as bad as I remember. We'll kind of look at my brother and be like, oh, human now.
I am human.
Oh, younger brother who looks older than me in Hamid form.
I will turn to Hoffman form. Still have no clothes though.
All right. So Lucius erupts into his great big beautiful hairy man form. Twig and berries just out in the wind for God and everyone to see.
Gawain, did you bring an extra pair of clothes?
I'm not sure mine will fit him.
We had an extra pair of clothes in the cart. But we left that a day and a half right over there.
I mean, I have saddlebags and stuff.
Well, I hope Lucius is ready to wear a medieval crop top. Either that, or if it's like a buttoned up kind of thing, you could just have it open, or do like the open V kind of look, a couple of centuries ahead of its time.
Yeah, I don't think button-ups were around for a while. I mean, they were around. They're not the.
You're going to be wearing like some kind of doublet with the sleeves torn off.
Yeah, there we go.
Not to my knowledge, Daestra. People still wore clothes. They'd probably think he was a madman or something running through the streets just completely bare-assed.
But he's a gorgeous man.
Or, they look, well, this hairy naked man, he must be some kind of werewolf. They'd be right.
I mean, if this was Pictish society, then yeah, nobody's going to blink, but we're a couple centuries removed from that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I'm going to suggest that my brother and I tried to cobble together some kind of outfit from what we were able to bring with us for him to wear.
Part of my dress.
We can perhaps procure him some clothing within the city.
Okay, this is interesting. I would like you, Lucius, to roll just your appearance, and I would like you, Leander, to roll just your etiquette.
Oh, 4 successes.
One success with my 1 dot of etiquette.
So it's going to be just a thong pretty much just covering the junk.
So between your joint dice pool, you have achieved an exceptional success. So you sort of cobble together this outfit from, Gawain's spare traveling tunics and Leander's cloth jerkins and a couple of pieces from Elizabeth's wardrobe here and there, and goddamned if Lucius just doesn't look dapper as fuck. It is unfortunately very uncomfortable for you as this cloth just sits on you. It's heavy, it's constraining, it's itchy.
Like, where's the tail
I
hole?
just have pants on my sleeves, just like.
I was gonna say you and I talked about it one time when I was driving you home, but according to the rules, you technically already know English now, right?
Yeah. Well, I know the native language. What does that mean in a place where there's a lot of different languages? I don't know. But for the sake of simplicity, we'll just English.
English.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you choose between English, French, and Latin, just for fun.
The people
Scottish. Scandinavian might be in there too. One of them.
And then there's also the fact that our bloodline is from Russia.
That's Silver Fangs.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just go with English. It's just no complications.
You know what, Yusuf? You got me there.
And the one nerd in the group.
Yeah, I figured Leander would be smart enough to know it, which is why I gave the option. But no, you're right there, Yusuf.
You saying I ain't smart?
Well, I took linguistics and I know English, Greek, and Latin for the sake of reading books.
All right, so Lucius is taking Latin or English. God damn it!
Yeah, executive call by the storyteller.
my brain is still a little fried from.
My shenanigans.
Yeah.
And Yusuf, I'll learn Dutch when I have a plan.
All right, you got Lucius looking pretty good. What do you do?
Oh, we head inside.
No, we just have to hope you don't speak too much, I say to Lucius as we're kind of walking to the city gate.
Why?
Oh my god. You speak English.
Just pretend to be an idiot.
Like, I think speak to the King Scottish.
No, I can speak, but it's kind of like just knowing the language without knowing, you don't know slang and the like.
All right, as you enter the city, enclosed in the walls, the smell gets even worse, and you can see it caked in the cobblestones of the road. You can see it in the dingy coloring of the buildings all around you. Even the sky above you seems to hang with this yellow fugue. Henry, of course, doesn't notice a thing as he spreads his arms wide. Oh, thank Gaia. Oh, sweet civilization, plucking a twig out of his hair. He strolls merrily into this medieval septic tank.
I'll look to everyone else and I'll say, this is gross. I don't want to be here.
Those are some of his first words in English. I'm like, yeah, it kind of smells worse than the last time I was here. Nobody tell Henry. He seems really into this place. We don't want to hurt his feelings. But, yeah, we got here in order to try to gain some more expedient transportation, right?
You were also sent here on the quest. That's kind of important, but you can totally tell the spirit to go fuck himself. I'm not going to make you.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Davy Jones Show! How's it going, buddy? Go ahead.
It's okay. We haven't done anything important yet.
It's true. Like always.
So the spirit said we would know what to do when we get here. Like, I've been to York before, right? Like, I assume I came here with my mom to probably get some nice things for the castle. Clothes for Elizabeth and stuff like that. But, is there something fouler than the last time I was here that I smell?
Give me perception primal urge.
And primal urge. That is one success.
One success. It is, but you can't really pinpoint what it is. You're not sure if maybe it's your senses being more alive, because that certainly happened after your change. You're not certain if maybe you've just been away for so long and in the countryside that coming back is just a little weird. But something appears to be festering on the surface of this city.
Like, brothers, sister, we should stay on our toes. Or pause.
Hind legs.
I'll look down. That would feel
Free floating hostility, how's it going? Glad to see you don't have free floating hostility for us. And that's how they unfollow.
I would not blame them for that.
I'm like, it's a figure of speech. But stay aware. I think Eagle was trying to tell us something about here in the city. But
What did Eagle tell us again?
that we would know what to do when we got here.
I'm assuming we're supposed to clean this place up.
Is that exactly what you say? Because literal interpretation would assume we pick up all the awful in this shit.
A cleansing purge of the city.
Give everybody a bath.
As you stride through the streets, sort of hunched against the wall of a butcher shop, there's this very raggedly dressed, emaciated-looking man, maybe early 40s, but you can't quite tell with the condition that he's in, streaked with dirt, and he's sitting next to a young little girl, maybe about Elizabeth's age. As he looks up and sees you, "Alms for the poor, my lords. Something so's I can get the girl and I something to eat tonight."
I'll look at him. Why don't you go hunt?
He'll lock eyes with you for a second. And I'm sorry.
I'll kind of get like arm
cover
for
his
Yusuf, just like never mind him, kind sir, and I'll
The
Give him
hunting these
some-
lands is quite forbidden, sir. What's up, Gawain?
he's from a foreign land. He's French.
I understand.
The French are animals.
They just hunt where they please.
And I'll give him like
I'll agree, Yusuf. That was a very dangerous thing to say.
I was going to say, Yusuf lives in Canada. He still has to deal with French undertones in the society.
my condolences. What was I saying? Right. And I'll hand him like, I don't know, enough for like a few loaves of bread.
Bruh,
Okay.
you just made this guy's month.
Yeah, as you hand him the coins, you see this this bright smile spread across his face, and he looks you in the eye, and you can see the smile sort of flicker a bit. Give me a perception empathy roll, please.
Do I have empathy?
You see
I
the look
do.
in his eyes. It's like, I'm going to buy booze with this.
Oh, that'd make me a little angry. And I have rage. 3 successes.
3 successes. You see his eyes widen slightly, as if maybe in recognition. And you see his eyes flick to Lucius, then back to you. Thank you, my lord.
I'm going to kind of lean into Lucius and be like, whoever owns the land gets to hunt on it. Everybody else just kind of has to suck it up. That's why back home we could hunt all we wanted.
Because
we own it.
So you still gotta buy a house?
I hunted. That's what you're supposed to do.
Pay no mind, kind citizen.
And he sort of nods. And as you walk away, you can see him sort of following you with his eyes. And give me a perception alertness, everybody, at a difficulty 9.
Oh,
Woo-wee.
I'll spend a
Sweet
willpower
Jesus.
for this.
Does this character have because I think I can?
No, that's a crazy thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 2
Changing
successes.
outfit.
I got a 9 and a 10.
I also got 2 successes, but that's with the willpower.
I also got 2 successes.
Trying to find my dice. The dice roll.
Adam has no successes for he has no dice.
Just Elizabeth is like, I don't like it here. It smells. Let's go.
Yeah. Smells like. Not 3.
We will wash out that fucking mouth if you start.
I got 1 success. So.
So
This is a Christian church channel.
he sort of seems to follow with his eyes a little bit, and as you leave, he's wearing this expression more akin to worry than anything else. And you can sort of see him lean towards the little girl. His mouth twitches a bit as if he said something, but unfortunately you can't quite make it out. He did get more successes on his roll than you did.
That son of a bitch. Am I correct in that? Is he actually the son of a bitch?
Would you like to do a perception empathy to see what kind of feeling you got off the guy?
Sure. I'm the theurge. I'm all about some of those feelings
And all that
Trying
gay
to-
shit.
feeling and spirits and whatnot. What did you want me to roll? Just a diff 6 or a diff 9 or
Diff 6 is fine.
4 successes?
4 successes. There's something maybe a little weird about him, but you don't know if maybe he's just a city guy, maybe it's because he's dirt pouring on the street, but he definitely didn't seem like he was evil or anything like that, or if he had any malign intentions.
Yeah.
We can't smell the worm in him, right? Yeah.
Like you kind of walk away and
that's
kind of
where-
shrug. Weird guy. Do any of you have sense worm?
I
Is that
don't.
a gift?
Yes, I think it's mostly like a Galliard gift, or it might not be.
Nobody.
No.
Oh wow, that's bad. None of us took sense worm.
Come on, Xavier.
I mean, if it's absurdly apparent, it'll show up. But like since if it's like below a certain level, then
I know Yusuf is mad at us.
Yusuf.
Well, I know a
I
gift
didn't
I
make
have to take
everyone's
next
character.
chance I get.
I don't think you understand, Yusuf. We prioritize the right of breeding over sense or worm sense.
Yeah. We're more about making friends than enemies. We're a very different kind of silver thing. Well, siblings, I said earlier that perhaps we should keep our eyes open for what's around us, but we should also be aware, perhaps, of people watching us. Who's going to go look for transportation? I'm assuming I need to take Lucius to buy actual clothes.
I guess I'll go look for transportation. Another cart.
assuming you'll take-
Arm.
I'm assuming you'll take Henry with you, or Henry will take him with you. Or
No,
take you with
Henry-
him.
No, Henry will hang out with Elizabeth.
Big brother, go find transportation. I'm taking the Wolfman to go buy clothes, and Henry, you watch Elizabeth.
You're actually in luck. So York has several like outdoor markets in this day and age. In fact, the Sunday markets didn't even shut down to like the 1300s. So you're more or less going to the same place. And assuming Elizabeth, do you want to do anything besides look at pretty dresses?
I just thought that I could talk to animals, but I like your pretty dresses for now.
Just talk to some bunny covered in shit out here.
Oh no,
And
there's
then
no
Lucius
rabbits. The
will,
rabbits
like,
here are
hit-
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucius picks it up and just takes a bite out of it.
This doesn't taste like my poo at all.
Well, I was kidding about Henry having to watch Elizabeth, but I'm assuming if I'm going shopping, I'll take Elizabeth with me.
Okay.
But we're all walking towards the same area at first, right?
Yeah, just about. It's probably a matter of you're basically going to the swap meet, so you probably start out in the same area and then sort of like go from
boy,
table to table.
We're going to El Bronco.
Yeah.
Oh man, we can find some sketchy stuff.
Yo.
Some pirated VHS tapes.
And maybe perhaps even a VHS player.
Yeah, I'm taking the younger siblings to look at the clothes
All right.
and perhaps armor if they have any.
I mean, I
battle
doubt
skirt?
that. We'd have to actually.
Yeah.
I can get my battle skirt.
God damn.
As you guys are sort of perusing the market and taking in the sights and the smells that can almost overpower the omnipresent filth around you, everybody give me one more perception primal urge. Rest in peace, Henry.
No, yeah. If he's watching Elizabeth, I am assuming he's going with Gwen.
I got one success.
I
I got
four.
3.
Wait, what difficulty was it?
6.
Yeah, standard.
No.
I got 3.
Okay.
I got 1.
Wow.
I think most of us are kind of armed in some way or another. Is that like bothering people whatsoever if we're walking around? I have 2 swords at my belt.
And a book.
That's probably the weirder thing is the book. The book and my leather satchel thing at my hip.
I don't think so. Oh, it's actually the law. I did not know that. Yusuf, fucking right here, buddy. You take this to the next level. We
I
appreciate
don't know
it.
if that was kidding because I don't want a bunch of armed civilians because I mean we know what that does here.
All right.
They should really ban assault swords.
Speaking of assault swords, where is my bed issues?
That's entirely up to you. I'm pretty sure you guys brought them along. Did you
Yeah,
strap them
I
to
was saying-
Gwen's horse, or
I don't know. That
It's
would
a-
be the most logical thing.
it's up to you guys? What you guys decide to do with it?
Well, I mean,
Yep.
I have mine.
Put them in the safest spot possible in the cart.
I mean, I'm assuming Papa Garrett Van Constantine probably would have given them to the eldest brother and told him to give them to the younger brother when he's ready.
So I have a sword and an axe on me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready for war.
It's probably a great axe too, right? Just like a big
Yeah.
fucking thing.
It is a two-handed axe. And
Well, I guess it's up to-
I believe the blade itself is actually made out of bone.
Well, I do believe it's up to Gwaine whenever he feels like, oh yeah, you're a human now. I guess you can hold this kind of thing.
Well, I don't think he knows how to use it yet.
I don't know that I know how
I
to
think
use
he's using his teeth to hold it.
Oh! 3-axe style.
All right.
I'll
So-
hold on to it until you prove to me that you know how to use it. Otherwise, you might hurt yourself.
I have my I need to get my weapon proficiency up.
Yeah.
I just noticed something. You delete all my stuff on the memes, or someone deleted it. I don't know. I found the Discord.
Elizabeth, did we give Elizabeth a weapon? Or did she take one? You took a sword, didn't you?
To my knowledge, you've never armed Elizabeth.
I don't think we.
Are you with
I mean, she might have learned herself, but I don't think we gave her.
She's
Well, that
armed
was-
with just,
with my
a
dashing?
narrow, unpleasant disposition.
I'm with trauma from someone killing my mother.
Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! My parents are dead. Get over it. It's a world of darkness.
You know also lost their parents? Batman, Spider-Man. If anything, losing your parents makes you great.
Josh's double-cross character.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. So all of you scored, or you all succeeded on the perception primal urge to various degrees. So I will let that determine to the extent in which you feel what I'm about to describe. But as you are moving through the markets in York, a feeling starts to well up from the pit of your stomach. It's rather like the uncomfortableness you feel being surrounded in such dirt, but far deeper, far more potent. It is a sense of absolute wrongness. It offends you on every level, mentally, physically. You start feeling the anger welling up inside you, and I need everybody to roll rage at this point.
The rage that we had last time, or our max rage?
I will tell you right now.
I'm pretty sure it's the KFC new sandwich they have. There's not mayonnaise on it.
The fucking the Cheeto chicken.
Yeah, the Cheeto chicken.
I want to try it out of gross curiosity.
I don't. I want to have it without the mayo.
No, that's what I'm like. No mayo. So you good with it, boy.
Oh.
Let's go with your current rage.
Oh boy. Do we re-roll it every time? Or are we supposed to?
You re-roll a rage every night.
Oh, okay. So we should re-roll our rage then already?
Go for it.
Okay. Current rage.
How do we roll the rage again?
Just 1d10.
Just 1d10 and that's how many we have?
Yep.
Oh boy, okay, that's a little safer. I have 3 instead of 6 that I had last night.
Oh shit. I'm at a 4 out of my 3.
Well, your permanent rage is 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got 2 successes. I got a 7. Or 2 7s.
Elizabeth, how'd you do?
I got a 1 for my D10 roll.
Okay.
See what I
You
get.
got 1 rage.
I got 1 success.
Gawain?
I got 0 success.
I got 4 successes.
Ooh. Okay.
Wait, is more successes bad or good? I'm
More
confused.
successes is bad on this one.
Yep.
Oh.
So what happens is there's just something wrong. Something that should not be. Something awful. Something absolutely fucking terrible. And Gawain, it starts hitting you really hard. And you can feel this old familiar feeling coming over you as just subconsciously you catch yourself growling. You catch yourself staring into the middle distance as anger begins to swell. Now, you have a choice. Would you like to spend a willpower, or would you like to frenzy?
I'll spend a willpower.
Okay.
Spend a frenzy, Tom.
You call upon your inner reserves of self, and you're able to push down the beast ever so slightly. And as you're all processing this milieu of emotions that's charging through your bodies, you hear what sounds like some sort of terrified shriek from 2 lanes to the west, followed by a hideous splattering sound on the edges of your perception. The market goers at the stalls look in that direction for a moment, exchange some curious banter back and forth, but
I immediately book it there.
all right.
No, I'm running after him. I'm pulling my clave out and I'm tossing the sword to Lucius, and I'm like, use this, not your hands.
Like, is your mouth in?
I'll try to see what I can do with it. Actually,
Do
wait.
it.
It's a clave?
No, I'm holding on to the clave. I took
Oh, okay,
that.
I was about to say, like, I don't think I have the gnosis for that. Oh, yes, I do. I'm an idiot.
You're fucking Lupus. That's all you have.
Am I correct on that, Chaz? Daestra asked when did Pentex come into play, and I think their modern iteration started in the 19th century.
Yeah, I believe so. It was definitely after Wild West, because Wild West they were still the Order of something. But yeah, it was around like the Industrial Revolution when Pentex started kicking up shit. Mazzy. All right. Gawain and Leander are charging in that direction. Henry sort of looks up. He doesn't quite know what's going on, but when he sees Gawain like moving with purpose, he's going to follow. What about the rest of you two?
Well, he gave me a sword. I gotta follow him.
He gave me Big Claw.
Well, since everybody's leaving the stalls, I'm going to take all the clothing. No.
God damn it, Adam! Why are your little girls criminals?
That's true.
Should we... Okay, real talk. Should we switch him to Ragabash, like, right now? I feel like it fits the character a little bit better.
Adam, it's up to you.
I don't know.
I was going to say, he just hasn't learned how to be a Galliard yet.
Ragabash are the tricksters, the... They tend to be the quote-unquote rogues of the group.
Elizabeth does not have any of that. She's mischievous, but I think that's just because she's a little girl.
Yeah, I'm just a little girl.
You say that as you're stealing things. I'm just a little girl. I don't know any better.
Adam, I'm going to make you fucking give everything back and say you're sorry. Every fucking single person in the marketplace, even if you didn't steal from.
Just do a fucking Inquisition shaming where you sit her on the fucking town square with a big poofy dress and a dunce cap.
That's if you find out.
Are you actually going to try and rip off the market stalls while everyone else runs into battle?
No, I was just gonna probably just hide under the table or something there.
God damn it.
For now.
Okay.
Wait, Jason, what section of lollies? What are you talking about?
He corrected himself.
His attraction to lollies.
All right, you weave your way through the streets, and what few passerby in between the market and whatever the fuck just went down seem to be giving the place a wide berth. This woman comes stumbling out of a nearby street, a hand clasped over her mouth, and these tears in her eyes as she just sort of like glances back the way she came.
Madam, what happened?
It's horrible. He just exploded. I think he was lifted off the ground, and you just see her bend over and add to the terrible filth choking the streets. It just sort of upheaves her morning breakfast.
You gonna eat that?
Yeah. Like damn Taco Bell.
Medieval Taco Bell. Well, that's unfortunate. Sounds like the delirium isn't working.
You're not Krynos.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I meant whatever's happening back there.
Whatever's happening back there doesn't necessarily have delirium.
Okay. Well, I'm following my brother because I'm assuming he's running back there.
Yep.
All right, Gawain, when you reach the street, you immediately see that the building may be about 15 feet in front of you. The plaster has been cracked by some kind of heavy impact, and there's this huge smear of blood running down the wall that seems to end in a pile of pulverized meat that vaguely resembles a humanoid shape. Further down the street, you can see what appears to be a very rotund monk in a very, very heavy burlap, some kind of cloak or something, running with an awkward gait down the road.
I'll yell at him to cease and give chase.
Okay, excellent. You hear Gawain call out. You hear his hurried footsteps. What do the rest of you do?
Stop right there, criminal scum.
I could run pretty fast if I didn't have 2 legs.
No.
Go fast. Go Sonic's fast.
Listen to Professor Oak. Now's not the time for that.
But then you just go on all fours.
What happened? He rode his bike indoors.
Just go on all fours as a human. They won't look any weird.
I don't know the layout of the city. Can we see what he's looking at?
Maybe if you were to follow him around the corner, then sure.
Then I guess I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay. In which case, you see the same thing that Gawain saw.
How far away is he?
The puddle of human offal or the rotund monk?
The rotund monk.
Probably about a good 30 feet ahead at this point. He's running, but he doesn't look terribly fast.
Can I throw my sword?
Classic maneuver. How many times do you plan on pulling this maneuver off, Xavier?
I mean, it's only 30 feet. Like, that's not bad. I mean, it's a decent distance, and swords are awkward, but like.
Just have your arm go Kratos and throw it.
I was gonna say in actual medieval combat, the reason they didn't throw swords wasn't necessarily because it was an ineffective maneuver, but because you disarmed yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it's technically not very difficult to throw it.
But he's also a werewolf. But
Oh yeah, he's gonna throw it super hard.
Kratos.
just gonna show one arm like Yosu Deku. Yeah. Kratos the one arm. You gain control of it. Boomerang the sword.
So yeah, that's my plan. Yeah, chuck it.
You're going to chuck it in Hamid?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and throw.
Well, this could only end badly.
There's a guy running away, and you told him to stop. He's not stopping. Oh shit!
I know they're not aerodynamic. It's just I know it's not a
F6?
totally.
We'll call it a 7. I'll meet you halfway.
Oh, 4 successes.
4 successes?
Yeah, 888066.
All right. So you raise the sword above your head, take a step forward, and hurl it. The sword, end over end. It sort of sinks into this guy's back, about maybe an inch. And then there's this hideous. Huh?
I didn't roll damage.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you already said that, so I know how this is going to play out, but.
Not necessarily. You didn't roll damage. You could roll super huge gangbuster.
And then what's the sword's damage? +2?
Sure.
Ooh, daddy. Let's let me just do this. I don't know if you guys can see. It's 80076. Yeah.
So how many successes is that?
That's 6.
6. Okay. So the sword will sort of sink deeper than an inch, but not terribly as far as you think maybe a sword of that heft should have gone. And there's this hideous popping sound as the sword is sort of dislodged, falls to the ground, and there's this rain of sizzling pus. The rotund thing in the distance makes this horrible guttural noise from its throat as these 2 sickly purple tentacles begin to unwind its way from underneath the robes. And with that, everybody give me an initiative roll.
Disgusting.
Boy.
I'll look to Leander and go in, and I'll say, I need something bigger.
Throw yourself.
Well, you clearly have not shown me that you know how to use it. It's like, yes, I know what to do with this thing.
Do you know how to use this? Of course I do. Ha!
Yeah, you just fucking commented that.
Oh, beating something with a gun.
Do I look like an idiot? 16.
16 for X. Josh, how'd you do?
I got an 11.
11 for Josh. Tom?
I got a 12.
12 for Tom. And Elizabeth?
17. I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Elizabeth, how would you like to go first initiative to hide under the fucking table?
I'm taking the table with me. It's kidding. I'm not taking the goods on the table. I'm taking the whole table.
I turn into Krynos form, carry the table away from the market as a shield.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Are you serious again? Do that?
God damn it, Adam.
I guess, yeah, they have not explicitly had the talk with you of don't do that.
Yeah, you haven't told
Should
me.
be pretty obvious, but what do I fuck? We never got the fucking talk, but we know.
But I'm just a little girl.
Wait, are you actually going to do that? I won't stop you.
But you'll stop me somehow.
No.
No.
You'll face the consequences of your action, but he won't stop. Yusuf says no.
I do not want you to all carry the table with me.
Do something of use. Ooh, he's calling you out, Adam.
Ooh. He's calling you out, brother.
What are you going to do,
that-
Adam? I need a decision.
Well, I can't even see them from here, can I? Or can I use beast speech and tell of the birds to help to help my brothers?
Okay. There's a couple issues with that.
Like a Disney princess. So I won't be original, but let's slow down and do that.
What are the exact orders that you give to the birds? We'll say there's maybe a curious fucking, I don't know what they have in York, a rock dove that's sort of like pecking around.
A
And I
crow.
can swallow.
A raven.
Yeah, there's probably some
Some
kind
raven
of,
eating dead butcher stuff.
sure.
Burb.
All right, so there's a raven eating dead butcher stuff. I need a specific command.
Help the idiots that ran that way.
Help the idiots that ran that way. That's what you tell them.
All right.
Yes?
Yes.
And you're no
Okay.
longer allowed to drink on stream.
The bird goes flapping away. Lucius, it is your turn. You hear a hideous screech from the heavens as you are currently being dive-bombed by a bird.
That's what you want to use.
I intercept the bird in my mouth.
I was gonna say you don't just kind of grab it.
No,
and,
just
put your
right
hand around
just
it
like,
and just throw it like a football.
All right, so again, still in Hamid, or would you like to shift into Krynos before you just hop?
Maybe not crying. Elaborate.
Krynos is not actually the worst idea right now, because don't forget, that will incite delirium. There's always a chance it doesn't work, but if there's any looky-loos happen to be by, Krynos is the quickest way to make sure they go in the other fucking direction.
You're right. Everyone just go apocalyptic form. It solves everything.
Yes. That's how we always play Demon the Fall.
No.
Like things aren't going our way. Apocalyptic form. There we go. That solves the problem.
Except when you're out of faith.
Except when you run out of faith and trying to show your tits to middle schoolers. Anyways, moving on.
Hey, gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. The alcohol's getting to me. Going
Yes,
through me.
we've noticed.
It's going through me.
Anyways, then yeah, I'll hop up, Krynos, eat the bird.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a stamina 6 if you don't want to do it as part of an action.
Yes.
Okay. So you see Lucius immediately drop back down to all fours, hulk up, muscles swelling as he dons the
Tear the
knight.
clothes.
Oh yeah, the clothes are just trashed at the moment.
Ah.
I'm like, those were my clothes too.
And just with half a thought, just kind of sort of turns his head and snaps a bird out of the air as he keeps going. What would you actually like to do with this turn?
Are there things around me I can throw at gross postulating creature?
The bird.
Well, no, the bird's in his mouth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of filth on the ground, and like detritus and refuse. There's a dead guy that's in several pieces. But as far as actual weapons, unless you want to fling one of your brothers at him,
I mean, you could pick up the sword you threw. But flinging one of your brothers isn't always a terrible idea. Preferably not the nerd. I don't have. I'm better with my feet planted on the ground.
I mean, that's the source of all, like, it's the source of power in any swing.
All right. I'm gonna run at him and then leaping rake to get behind.
leaping rake to get behind him. Good call. Go ahead and roll that shit.
I forgot we have our werewolf maneuvers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's not usually depicted that way, and I actually have. I'm lucky enough to have a first edition copy of Werewolf the Apocalypse, where there's a pretty decent. Well, it gets more of a blow by blow of combat than actual blow by blow of shifting.
5 successes, and I don't remember exactly what leaping rake does, except allow me to hit and move.
Leaping rake.
I think it allows you to cross like a huge distance and attack them, basically.
Yeah.
You should have grappled him, Xavier.
That thing's gross. No.
We can wishbone it. You grab one tentacle, I grab the other, we just split it down the middle.
I mean, I need somebody else there for.
Or is transformation more like a werewolf cup, where you transform through your penis?
Oh, fortunately, you roll dexterity
Oh,
athletics.
You know what? That shows how often I've unfortunately opened this book, because the same illustrations are in W20. That's awesome. Leaping rake, sailing past her opponent, the attacker lashes out with claws or weapon, hopefully dishing up some harm in the process. Assuming she succeeds, the assailant winds up out of her enemy's attack range. In game terms, the player picks where she wants her character to land. Storyteller figures out how many success and dexterity athletics she'll need in order to get there safely. Difficulty is 3. If the player... Wait. Distances can be found in... Okay. If she scores enough successes to reach her goal, which you have, you may try to tag the target with an additional dexterity brawl roll.
Okay.
What kind of werewolf is Wishbone?
He's a stargazer.
Glasswalker. He reads books.
No, he's a stargazer because he brings everybody to fantastic.
Okay, fair point.
5 successes.
5 successes, roll damage.
And claws are +2. Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six.
6. Okay, so you sail past this thing, tag it with your claws, and as you do, this horrific green pus leaps up from its shoulder as you dig your nails into them. And what I need from you, roll to soak.
Woo! 5.
5? Okay. This acidic pus begins eating at the fur of your hand, but you're able to sort of shake it off in disgust before it can do any real damage. As you land on the other side of this thing, you get your first real look at it. Its body is bloated and misshapen in strange, odd places. A bicep, a thigh, half of its belly is actually quite emaciated, while the other half of it hangs over its belt like some sort of disgusting sack strapped to its pants. This thing looks at you with this distended mouth, hollow yellow eyes, and these big baggy jowls, just sort of gurgling in pain and anger and other emotions that it doesn't quite understand. It maybe at one point used to be human, but the one tentacle trailing out from the side of its face, the other from just above its left hip, leaves little to the imagination that this thing has not enjoyed that particular distinction in quite a while. And Gwaine, you're up.
Well, I guess I'm on the other side of it from Lucius, correct?
Yeah. You are absolutely right, Soul. The first edition stuff looks so good. Go ahead.
I guess I'm gonna hit it with my lion's fang.
Go for it. Yes, this creature is from Werewolf.
Okay.
You have to remember, we're basically eco-terrorists fighting Lovecraftian horrors.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
If those Lovecraftian horrors in the future, at least in our future, also became Captain Planet villains.
Oh, 5.
Turn the whole world into a parking lot.
You.
Which villain wanted that?
Victor Vivisector.
From the furry force.
Anyway, I got 5 successes.
5 successes. Roll damage.
What is Lion Fang again? I'm gonna ask every single time because I'm never gonna write it.
I believe it's plus 3 damage, and you inflict 1 level of automatic ag if you hit. Sanitarium! How's it going, Sanitarium? And yeah, you got it right on the nose. I specifically didn't specify because I wanted to see who would get it. But right there, buddy. Fist bump. Boom.
Oh.
So 3 plus 4 plus strength. 5, 12. All right. One, two, three.
Glad to hear it, Sanitarium. Thank you.
5, 6, 7. 7 damage plus the automatic ag.
Good God. Okay, so you basically run up behind this thing, leap high, bring the lion's fang down, and it explodes in just the worst kind of popping sound. This pus and mucus flying hither, tither, and yon. Would you please give me a Dex Athletics roll?
That I have. That's 4 successes, hombre.
4 successes. Okay, that's well enough to dodge the acidic ichor that leaps out of this thing and just chews away at the cobblestones under your feet.
It was a boomer.
As this thing just seems to dissolve into this ruddy purple paste, mixing in with the rest of the disgusting refuse that clogs the city.
I'm gonna kind of put the clave into a sheath, walk up and take a look at what the thing was. Probably
Well,
look at my
our
siblings.
culprit.
I'm assuming this is what Eagle Spirit was trying to tell us about.
But is this the only one?
Probably not. I'm gonna kind of like try to find something to poke at the acidic pus and see if it's still melting things.
No. Here, I have this axe you can use.
Yeah, sure. You sort of like pick up a discarded bit of wood and you poke at it. It seems to chew at the end a little bit, but it's quickly going inert.
Then I'm gonna kind of use that stick to kind of try to flip through the robes and see if there's anything I can use to find. I don't know, like maybe some kind of religious order that it like sewn onto the clothing or anything of that nature.
That is
a medallion that it was wearing.
excellent thinking. Fantastic thinking. Now, as you're sort of poking around, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I guess I'm gonna stay in Reno's and make sure there's nothing else on there. Or if people are looking, they could regret that.
I mean, I'll tell Lucius that you can not be like that now.
Okay.
Check on the bird that I sent.
Back to human and naked.
I'm just like, my goddamn clothes as I'm poking through this thing.
Like, where did you put that's with the tail? God damn it!
I
The front
know,
tail.
I know what happens to armor. It breaks, right? But do your clothes tear each and every time?
I mean, you're fucking gaining 2 feet, like they're probably going to, right? Like you're gaining 2 feet and you're getting twice as wide.
Yeah.
Like if you're lucky, you'll get Hulk shorts.
Always get shorts.
Elizabeth, there were some nasty sounds in the distance and things have gone quiet. What happens?
I mean,
He runs away.
Your brothers are dead.
I guess I went back to Constantine Place.
God damn it.
Went back home. I'll just check on what happened there.
Okay. As you do that, there is another figure that seems to be heading in that direction. And he sort of draws an arming sword from a sheath on his hip and taps it against his shoulder as he sort of begins casually walking around the corner. What would you like to do?
Go Krenos and kick him in the chest.
Like, can I honestly what kind of stealth I can?
Okay.
Oh my character, she goes, yeah.
If they act like a dope, they're working for the Pope.
But can I do stealth? Done Xavier?
You can try it. You just take a dice penalty.
Yeah.
So
But it'll be
I don't remember exactly what it is, but we'll call it a -1 and call it even. So just give me dexterity.
No, it's up.
but it'll be -1, so it'll just be be 1 die.
Roll
No,
it.
it's +1 difficulty.
Is it? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that's how it is for skills. I think knowledge is you can't roll it.
No. He's stealth.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying for the other ones, right?
No, for talents, there's no penalty. Skills are +1, and knowledge is you just can't roll it.
Okay. Neat.
So it's
So give me 1 die at a difficulty 7.
Well, 2 die, because I think he has 2 decks.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
Fuck what I fucking said.
okay. And I got a 1 and an 8. So nothing. They cancel each other out.
Well, maybe you should-
Are you sure you're not thinking of Chronicles of Darkness, Daestra? The New World, because I'm pretty sure New World has penalties like that. Anyway, so as you begin like trying to creep low and trying to follow
Yeah.
trying to follow this guy, you sort of follow behind him, and your dress tags on this little bit of bone sticking up, like a chicken bone or something, sticking up from a pile of refuse in the gutter, and just pulls just enough to a tiny little ripping sound. And the guy with the arming sword, he turns, looks maybe about as old as Leander himself. He looks in your direction, smiles, and gives you one of these as he begins to round the corner. The rest of you begin to hear footsteps. And this younger gentleman, again about Leander's age, dressed rather shabbily, like not quite as bad as the homeless. He's definitely not a peasant, but the dirt that seems to streak his clothing gives him away as someone who's not necessarily pampered in life.
Bonar. They're all Bonars. I'm calling it now.
And he sort of...
Are they called Bonars right now?
Yes. It's the glass walkers that are called warders of men.
I know, just Bonars just sounds like derogatory.
Yeah.
I think it's always been like that, hasn't it? Like they used to have some kind of lineage, but like it got lost pretty quickly.
No, if you read the Dark Ages book, they're actually the bastard lineage. Whereas all of the other tribes came together out of some sort of sense of purpose, they were everybody else. So they're bottom of the totem pole. If indeed that's what he is. So this gentleman comes striding around the corner, nonchalantly tapping the arming sword on his shoulder, making no attempt to conceal himself.
Hello, what's all this then?
No, he has a hat with a metal ring around it. I'm Speedwagon.
Alright.
He glances from the pile of human refuse crushed against the wall to the melting Fomori at your feet, to the four of you. Well, handy work there, lads. I didn't even get a chance to join in on the fun. He sort of looks Lucius up and down. Silver Fangs, I'm guessing, by that lovely pretty coat of yours.
Just looks at my pubes, just like yeah, silver fang.
I'm assuming
that's
it's
the giveaway, right?
I'm assuming at some point our father told us about the other tribes.
I mean,
if your decision, because we've gone over. We have gone over the fact that your characters would be abreast of werewolf situations and politics. So I will leave it to you to determine exactly what he told you. He told you that you had a responsibility to lead. However, how much detail he went in is entirely up to you.
I'm going to assume with my 3 dots on occult, he's told me at least a little bit.
He gave you the...
I'll go with that. I'm aware there's other tribes, but not exactly sure. I might have heard their names, but I don't know what they do or what they look like.
Okay.
He gave you the silver fangs like on other tribes' little section.
He drew the whole a whole pie. He's like, "This is Gaia. This is the part that belongs to us." As he draws like a tiny little chunk out of it, not the tiny chunk, the rest of it. This belongs to the other lesser tribes.
Wherever the sun shines is ours. And the rest of it is poopy.
And wherever you move and you still see the sunshine, it still belongs to you. I'm going to kind of look him and, well, I don't know. I'll let the older brother address him first.
At this point, Henry is going to, sort of pull his weapon and hold it at the ready. Not necessarily instigating, but he's prepared for shit to go down.
At ease, Henry. I don't believe this to be an enemy.
He sort of nods. Listen to your friend, Henry. I just want a nice conversation, and all of us can leave here unhurt.
Chaz, whatever this man's name is, I need you to change it to Speedwagon.
Speedwagon?
Or his last name needs to be Speedwagon.
Petrus Speedwagon? Okay.
Yes.
We're making a JoJo campaign.
Quick, how do you say Speedwagon in Latin?
It's going to take me a... God damn, I should be able to do this pretty quickly. It's been so long since I've had to use Latin.
Or no. It's like maybe a distant fucking cousin of his was like a Wainwright or something, so...
I mean, people still have wagons. He can still be called Speedwagon.
Okay. There's just an E on the end of it, so it's old-fashioned-y. Equo Celerator. Good God, Yusuf, you absolute gentleman and a scholar.
Rapido Vagon. Really fast horse. I took 2 semesters of Latin, which is supposed. Well, it was accelerated Latin, so it counted as 4 courses. It has been so long since I've had to use it significantly.
And it was such a waste of time.
I think it helped me a lot when it comes to like understanding how languages work, how they work.
And also summoning demons.
Oh yeah, I do it sometimes when I'm reading my old Ovid in Latin.
Actually, you might be surprised, but for my studies, that was mostly done in Greek and Hebrew.
Of course, the Hebrew. Jewish devil summoner.
Well, Hermetic magic, which mostly concerns itself with the Ars Goetia, the Paulina, the Theurgia, that was... Oh, okay, I thought Yusuf was correcting me again, and I was about to take his word for it, but... I guess Europa Barbarium 2 is for Turbo Autist. Anyway, yeah, the Legemeton itself stems from Hebrew mysticism, as far as I can tell, which was later translated into Greek, I think, or vice versa.
Kabbalah.
Oh man, Latin curses are so fun. One of my favorite poems, I think it's called Ibis by Ovid, is just one giant curse, just one big fuck you.
So anyway.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
happens?
if you read this whole sentence, you have been cursed. Damn it!
Well, it's more like every time you read this, it further curses the person I wrote this about.
Yeah. So, who's this mystery man?
Yeah, I'll question who Speedwagon is.
Well, what exactly do you say?
You don't appear to be hostile, but you also aren't exactly giving a... Well, what's the word am I looking for?
Approachable.
Sure, let's go with that approachable air about you.
I'm sorry, my king. Should I have deferred? As he gives a mock bow. I did not know it was custom to treat a guest with such, shall we say, hospitality when one is issued a challenge.
I'll look at Leander. What's he talking about?
I'm not quite sure yet, but sorry.
What's the challenge you speak of?
From the other end of the street, you see another person walk in. This guy's a little bit older, maybe late 20s, give or take. He's dressed in armor and has the regalia that you would have seen on the archers that sort of surround the walls. And true to form, he has a longbow across his back, a quiver at his side.
Oh, it's Xavier.
Oh yeah. Once we get Speedwagon to unironically acknowledge Tom's character as a true gentleman, then he'll be a true Speedwagon. So Tom needs to do something super chivalrous to get this Speedwagon to follow him to the ends of the earth.
More.
I think I've been chivalrous so far.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're not. We just need him to see it. We need Speedwagon to see it. And we need him to directly call you a true gentleman.
And as the archer sort of steps out, he says, long story short, you came onto our turf without invitation. Given the current political climate in Northumbria and your tribe's penchant for taking things that don't belong to you, we're quite curious why our betters would deign to show themselves in York.
We were tasked by the Great Eagle Spirit to resolve an issue here.
Tasked by a spirit, says the Speedwagon guy, again, spreading his arms deferentially. Oh, do be careful, friend, for if I have to hear of this Silverfang's divine mandate one more time, I may just puke down your friend's frock down in the back alley.
There's no need to be so... I'll kind of step into the conversation, but there's no need to be so...
Antagonistic.
Antagonistic. I was going to say hostile, but that was a little too strong. There's no need to be so antagonistic. We are making no oovers over your territory. We've simply been waylaid on our way to our own cairn, and this was the nearest city with which we hoped to acquire transportation before Eagle Spirit deigned us to find our purpose here.
The unarmored one sort of looks you up and down. Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Silas? And another voice enters the fray. I fucking told you, you can't keep track of every fucking spirit that gives every fucking blighter a quest. And from hobbling out of the, out from behind where he came from, you see the urchin from the city gates, and the child behind him.
Ah, the one that cannot hunt.
We're trying really hard not to invoke our father's name right here, or at least I'm trying not to, because I assume that would only make things worse.
You.
Well, I'm not trying hard at all.
Do you know who we are?
I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to be like, whoa, we're just the children of Garrett Van Constantine. All of them pull weapons out, point them at us.
The armored one will sort of step forward. Which one of you is the Arun?
I'll step forward.
Okay. Then he'll sort of walk up to you. He's not going for his weapons, not being particularly hostile. All right, Alpha?
God damn it.
I will make you a deal, since this is going to go all day if you waste your time conversing with them. Come with us. Come speak to Aelith. She's our boss in this area, and immediately it should prick your ears that they didn't use a cairn title for her. They didn't call her the warder. They didn't call her master of the right. Their boss. If Aelith says that you are good to dwell in York, you may have run of the city as you please. Otherwise, well, let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
You know, Daestra?
I'm gonna... Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Very well, though. God damn it, Daestra. Fucking fast, motherfucking memer. Well, that derailed my thought process. What was I thinking about? Right. If you wish for us to follow that, then we shall, though we don't intend on staying. We only wish to carry passage.
Not for me to decide.
I'm gonna sheath my clave and be like, first I'd like clothes from my brother. He has only recently undergone exchange and does not fully understand human customs.
At this point, the beggar starts laughing. I think I've got something in the closet that might fit.
Must I, though? They're so restraining.
I'm like, I'm sorry, brother, you have to wear something. I'm like, he's not picky. Also, don't let our clothing fool you. We have no desire to lord anything over you all.
You gotta be able to see your sister.
Also, I need to find my sister.
The Petrus Speedwagon. Well then, I'm surprised you couldn't hear her coming a mile away. Oi, girl!
I come out sneaking like Scooby-Doo style. Come behind the corner.
He's looking for you, you know. This one is kinfolk, I assume?
No,
she's under... Oh, go ahead, Tom.
No, just foolish.
Ooh, not terribly brave of you, child. Don't let Gaia find out you're breaking the litany. Combat the worm where it breeds and all that.
Bitch! You'll have to forgive her. She's also only recently undergone her change.
She's also a little girl.
I also went to my days of the month, but nobody talks about that.
What? Oh, no, hold on.
You don't get to do that, Adam. Also, I did make Daestra president of the meme club. Goodbye, Soul. Thank you for staying with us.
Soul,
If I
have a
want-
good night.
if
Thank
I
you
had
very
a-
much.
If I had a quarter for every time I had to say goodbye, so I'd be a rich man.
You have your soul back. You're just gonna you buy someone else's soul.
The armored Arun, who has yet to introduce himself, will simply gesture to the market. He'll lean against the wall. When you're ready, although... Shall we meet 2 blocks from here, say? I don't think we want to be around when my friends show up.
Understood. I guess I never sheathed my fetish. I'll do that. I'll extend a hand, say, go Wayne.
Gawain, Lambertus, a pleasure. At least I hope it is.
That it is. Let's hope it stays that way.
I like how you only said your first name.
Yeah, I stopped myself. I was like,
Wayne Van.
Van what? Van Vanderson?
and I'll go where he instructs.
Oh, so who's going to worry about getting Lucius clothes, if anyone?
I thought they were the homeless guy was going to bring him some.
That was a joke. He's homeless.
Oh, I thought he had some rags.
I see that's something in the closet, Chaz. He's lying to.
I mean, he might be able to bring Lucius like a blanket to wrap around himself if that's what you're cool with.
No, I'll go find him clothes. I'm gonna pick up the sword off the floor. I'm gonna give it to Lucius. Stop myself. Give it to Elizabeth, and I'm like, promise not to throw this. Just stab things with it when you have to.
Like,
as I go back to the market.
Okay, how much money do you want to spend on Lucius?
900 gold.
I'm going to buy him a couple outfits because I'm assuming it's going to take him a bit before he realizes not to rip out of them.
Okay.
Have him pick out something that he likes that feels nice, just so he doesn't throw it away or get it dirty.
Come, naked man, into the market. Have your
just give him a collar, a dog collar.
Just look around like, this is nice. I'll take this. Those are women's underwear. Yes.
You think they wore underwear these days?
I should hope so.
They're knickers.
I was gonna say we said that our father Garrett Van Constantine looks like an even buffer, grislier version of Geralt from The Witcher. Xavier, does that mean now that you've gone, you got your Hobbit form? Do you look like Henry Cavill Witcher?
Oh man. Same white hair and everything.
I'm also not going to buy him anything terribly expensive.
Yeah, so this is more like utilitarian wear. Things in the medieval era were a bit more gritty, more textile than we have now. So you probably build him buy him a couple of rough tunics and pants that might be able to take a decent beating. Pair of shoes if you want. I don't think Lucius terribly minds walking around barefoot, but the streets are real dirty. Buy him a Hawaiian shirt.
Bad nipples.
Yeah, as I buy him the clothes, I'm like, these are going to be incredibly uncomfortable. As I say, as I kind of put my clothes out to him, like, you can feel the difference. We'll buy more expensive clothes. We'll buy these kind of clothes for you, I say, gesturing to my clothes, when you learn not to destroy them.
I'll say, well, given the circumstance, I didn't have too much of a choice.
I understand.
I lack the armaments and gear that you do.
Well, I believe Gawain has a weapon that's meant for you when you're ready to use it.
I don't want the sword.
Oh no, the other thing.
The belt.
The newspaper.
A rolled up newspaper with a war spirit in it.
Click, click, boom, boom.
Clashing boom boom.
Clashing boom. There we go.
I can't wait for us to play a different Modern Night Werewolf game so we can have that as our spirit.
I have ideas, actually. Whenever you guys want to kick that off, let me know. Because I think it would be cool as fuck to run a game of Werewolf the Apocalypse using the By Night Studios metaplot. It's super neat. Basically, the way so if you're not familiar with what By Night Studios did, they were way before the Paradox buyout of White Wolf, and when they put out their products, rather than do like a 20th anniversary edition where metaplot was kind of up in the air, they were the first ones to continue the metaplot. So all of their stuff is post-apocalypse, post-Gehenna. Well, two of those because they haven't put out Changeling yet. But in the BNS Werewolf, the apocalypse happened, and Gaia kind of maybe sacrificed herself to save the world, stave everything off. They don't know what happened to her. She could be dead. She could be sleeping. The Cairns have lost their power, and they need to work with the Pharaoh to get it back. And it's a really cool, really different take on Werewolf 1, where you have more of a reason to work with different Pharaoh, and instead of just killing everybody, War of Rage Gur or Garu Good. Number 2, the werewolves have these different political factions, which you can pick for your character, which I think is some really neat role-playing. And 3, you basically get to build your cairns from the ground up. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Anyway, Daestra, they only do ag to the Guru.
Including Black Spiral Dancers. You have to hit him in the nose with it.
Boop.
Boop the Snoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after the whole clothing debacle, I'm gonna follow wherever my elder brother's going.
Okay. Gawain, did you go to the market, or did you just sort of hang out with Lambertus and his crew?
I guess I went to market.
Okay. I should ask, is there any other preparations you'd like to make before you follow these guys?
Oh man, that tells me he's like, you should save, right?
Not necessarily. I'm just trying not to railroad you into something before you get to do everything you want. It's a very different mentality there.
Yeah, as I'm buying the clothing, I'm trying to remember if my father told me anything about like werewolf to werewolf etiquette.
It was probably more of trying to instill a superiority complex.
Like, I probably shouldn't do that. He gave me so much advice, so much of it bad.
There's
And when you
our
meet
kind
another
and
werewolf-
the less.
You meet another werewolf, they're gonna have to bow to you. If they don't, you kill them. This is what you're supposed to do. Huh.
Yeah, I guess I'm going into this mostly unprepared.
Okay.
I'm always prepared, so I'm going into it.
Elizabeth, anything you want to do? Dear God, why did I ask?
You're supposed to be doing the talking.
Let's never let that happen.
I need more gnosis though to do my thing
You
here.
need more gnosis to talk to people?
Yeah, it's my guts pretty. Yeah.
Adam, I'm pretty sure I gave you things to talk to people with that,
Can't hear you.
I made your character better than that, Adam.
You did. You only need me one gnosis.
I didn't give you one gnosis. The game gave you one. You're Hamid. That's what you get, buddy.
So in other words, you gave me one gnosis.
Before we do walk over there, I'd like to use my gift persuasion, or I'd like to activate it.
Okay. So, how do you activate it? You sort of like reach out to the spirits, ask him to make you more persuasive. What do you do?
It doesn't say I really do anything specific, so I guess it's more of a...
Yeah, it's just for flavor.
Yeah. Well, an ancestor spirit taught me this, so I'm just kind of... Anybody along my family lineage who knew how to talk to people who wasn't my father, please guide my words.
It's still our Father's spirit somehow.
I got 3 successes, which doesn't really add anything, it just activates the gift.
Yeah, so as you're walking back, and you call out to your ancestors, probably under your breath so nobody hears you, instantly you feel your chest sort of puff out a little bit, your shoulders go back, you find yourself standing up straighter without really meaning to, and this sort of regal bearing seems to come over you, this sort of intuitive understanding of getting people on board with your particular idea, a sort of weight of just centuries of having to lead, having to make decisions, dawns upon you at once.
Okay. So what the gift does is it lowers the difficulty of all social roles by 1 for the rest of the scene and allows all successful roles to have an uncommonly strong impact, such as changing long-held political views or causing an addict to seriously reconsider the course of their life.
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
Oh man, I don't want to sell you death sticks. I want to go back home, get my GED, maybe start out at a low-paying wage job and work my way up the ladder.
Good guy, Obi-Wan.
All right, what are the rest of you? What are you guys doing?
I'm asking my brothers when food will be.
We'll get you food later, Scooby.
Zoinks!
Seeing as for some reason hunting is forbidden.
I don't know how I'm supposed to eat.
But if we have the food come to us,
Well, this is a question for Yusuf, but did open markets back in this era have food? Like I know like bathhouses and stuff like back in Roman times, they would sell food. I'm not sure. I mean, people have always sold food, right? Like they have to have something.
Yeah, there's like inns and shit.
But I'm talking about instead of an inn getting you food, just picking up like a turkey leg or something.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's a butcher.
Like, could I buy him like 3 rats on a stick grilled over a fire? And Yusuf's getting me the answer. Says I'm in luck.
Sorry, the town that depends.
Oh, that's right. We have standardized currency.
This is probably a bad time to mention that the game takes place in 1197. What is Elizabeth doing right now?
I just like holding the weapon he gave me. Like, stop, didn't throw it. What does that mean? Like, is it a riddle or?
I've given you the riddle of steel.
Yeah.
Gawain, how about you?
Well, I'm just kind of idling, waiting, contemplating.
No crypto. Would you like crypto, Daestra? I can get us crypto.
Super dog?
I've lately been relying on my troop to provide a lack of dead air, and we've been doing pretty good, I think. Anyway, crypto incoming.
Cryptocurrency?
I mean, unless he was absolutely referring to cryptocurrency, in which case I'm going to feel like a biggest dumbass. But I'm assuming he was requesting the playlist. Boom, crypto just for you, Daestra.
Standard weights and measures were introduced this year.
Woohoo! So there was some kind of standardization. Awesome.
All right.
I could be a jerk and just buy you a loaf of bread, not knowing your weakness or your flaw.
Well,
I'm like it's good, but it fills me nothing.
Oh wait, are you like a meatitarian? I forget.
a meatitarian. Strict
Yeah.
carnivore. I can eat other food, I just only get nutrition from it.
Well, I did it for you, Daestra. I did it for you.
Up. I called the joke.
Okay. So, as your preparations finish and you finish up at the market, Lambertus and his fellows are waiting from you a ways down from where the fight happened. As you can see, a bit of the city officials are milling about trying to figure out exactly what happened, how this guy turned into a paste, and how that other guy melted into the sidewalk. Or if there was another guy, there's kind of just a purple puddle there around some burnt flagstones.
Yes, this man's humors were out of balance, caused him to explode.
A witch? Yeah.
He had too much ichor.
His blood was too hot.
As you sort of follow the four of them, they lead you through the city, and you start realizing little by little that you're leaving the more business-oriented districts, the more poor districts are sort of fading into the background. You find yourself in a more affluent area of the city, and he leads you to this sort of two-story house. And you are hit...
Whoa, hold on there, buddy. 2 stories.
Yes. To be fair, those existed in York. As a matter of fact, I think the oldest freestanding building in York today is from 1366, and that was 2 stories. Anyway, he leads you to a 2-story house, and wafting from this place is a sensation that you did not realize how much you missed until right this moment. Fresh air. It feels clean around here. The filth that clogs the rest of the city seems to come to a dead stop about 10 feet from the door. And as the breeze meets you, as you stand downwind from this place, you feel peaceful. You feel uplifted. You feel, for the first time in probably quite a while, everything might just be okay. If you can
Just okay, though.
It smells like lavender.
Lambertus moves up to the door. He knocks, and you can see what looks like a scullery maid, perhaps. Sort of wide-eyed, look him up and down. He says something to her, gestures over to you. She nods and steps the fuck out of the way.
These are the idiots we're about to kill. Well, as the second eldest, I will wait for the elder brother to go first.
I guess I'll go second. I'll go.
And the sister goes first.
And then eats it and dies.
I just somehow breaks it, open the door, and the house falls down. It's a 1-story house now, guys.
I was gonna say it's that one scythe trap in Chicago. The one that does a bunch of damage.
The one that I just have as a weapon now.
Well, you don't anymore. You don't have that character.
So we're stepping into the house in the proper sibling order.
First me, then my horse, then Leander.
What about the other guy?
Henry.
Yeah.
Where's Henry?
Then Lucius, then Henry, then Elizabeth.
All right, as you step into the house, you're instantly hit with the smell of food cooking as several servants are busying themselves preparing things. And sort of just off from where the servants are working, there's this very large sitting area in front of a hearth, currently empty, in the middle of the day. Lambertus has walked up and he's speaking to a woman. She sits very upright, very attentively. She might maybe be late 30s. She's dressed very well. Not to the point of nobility per se, but she definitely has a lot of money to her.
Not as nice as us. Except for Lucius, who's currently dressed in a burlap sack.
Yes, it is very itchy. I'll whisper to Leander. Can I take this off?
No, you usually don't take these off in front of women. Except Elizabeth, she doesn't really count. She's her sister.
Because that makes it less weird.
I'm not technically a woman.
If you don't take these off, how do you breathe?
Did you say breathe or breed?
Breed.
No. Oh, you take it off then.
Huh.
And only then. Never take it off beforehand.
In the shower.
Even when you shower.
Yeah, under what circumstance am I allowed to take these off?
Never.
When you're sleeping.
I'll explain more of this later. I think the woman wishes to speak to us.
I just have a discussion.
I'll look over to her. Excuse me. Can I take my clothes off?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
She sort of turns to you, and her eyes flit across the four of you. Lupus?
Yes.
It's pronounced Lucius.
As you wish.
Oh. I'm still gonna be in Hobbit form, just naked.
Well, at least I don't have to lie about him being French any longer.
Did you say you was French? No.
Exhibit district to close at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take all the clothes off.
Do you rip them off or
I mean,
take them off?
Would be funny if you took everything off but socks. And then just be like, I like these. They keep my feet warm.
Do they make these things for your hands too?
Yes. Well, I don't know if I have socks. I mean, I should have socks, right?
We'll
I don't
just
know
say
if I have
yes.
socks. Okay.
I'll say I was nice enough to buy you socks.
Oh,
Burlap
well,
socks.
Then I will not take the socks off, but I will take off the pants and shirt.
You're gonna be in loop. You're gonna get some gloves later. Be a Lupus with the little booties on.
Well, no, when he goes back to wolf form, he's gonna do the thing. So after you finish disrobing in the middle of what amounts to the living room, comfortable?
Yes. It would seem my genitalia is much larger in this.
So it's colder here, though.
I am so sorry.
Apologies. He's new to this. Gawain, and you must be. What was her name?
As you sort of say that.
Well, I mean, like, what was her name? I'm asking the story.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
They referred to her as Aelith.
Oh yes, and you must be Aelith, I presume.
You presume correctly, Aelith of London, my lords. Please make yourself comfortable, your brother has. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit to my fair city?
I'll interject and say there's no need for the formalities here. We don't like to lean upon our nobility.
Oh, my dear Silverfang, you mistook my intentions.
What are your intentions?
Yep, Elizabeth asked a question.
What are your intentions, my lady?
She sort of turns out the window.
What's your intention then? Adam's character is now Cockney.
No. What's your intentions there, eh, mate?
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 That's Australian.
Be whatever I want to be, Tom.
Permit me being a bit curious. You are, however, guests upon my territory and soon to be my cairn. What do they call your pack?
Oh man, we did pick a pack name and it's super not appropriate.
Puppy
Well,
face.
No, it was Fangs of Conquest. That's the pack name we picked before we started this chronicle. I'll let my older brother say that part.
We're the.
Well, we haven't gone through the rite of the pack yet, so
I guess you could argue that.
No, we don't have a pack name yet.
As Lucius doesn't be like, packs have names.
Packs are usually named by the alpha.
well, we have yet to go through that rite. That I believe that is why we were passing through your territory when we were actually attacked.
Mazzy, I think Australia does exist. I just don't think they call it Australia yet.
Attacked, you say?
That's correct.
By whom?
We were attacked by Guru, right?
Yes, we were attacked by Gedefenris.
Ah, yes. We were attacked by the Dutch.
I mean, the Get or anywhere that area, Scandinavian.
We were assaulted by the Gedefenris while trying to make our way along the roads.
I see. A pack comes to my town, and you haven't even completed your rite of passage yet. Perhaps I've judged you harshly, pups. Forgive me. Tell me, what do you think of my city?
No, Scandinavia.
Did it smell better here?
Around her house, yes. Everywhere else, complete awful.
I will say that.
You're not offended that she called you a pup?
I mean, no.
I'm a full-grown good boy.
Pup is
As you
your
can see.
pup is your actual title
Yeah.
in Garu society until you complete your rite of passage. Like there's, Fostern, Cleoth, Arthro, you're a pup.
We're puppers.
Just puppers. Yes. I'll say it smells, but it smells better here.
She nods, and the rest of you?
I'm like when we
say he speak the. I can't say he doesn't speak the truth, though I'm more accustomed to it than I'm sure others are.
If I say, man, the scent of the city and the awful and the refuse, but it seems as though there's something else that smells, and I smelled it, or in that round when we were close to the man in the robes.
And
I'm afraid that's the first time. No.
I was falling asleep with I said my name.
I'm afraid that was our first time encountering such a being.
Oh, there's no need to hold your tongue, pups. It's filthy. It's disgusting. This whole damned city makes you sick to your stomach, doesn't it?
I just kind of whispered to my brothers, oh, thank God she said it first.
Yeah.
But you see, that is entirely why I'm here. Please. What the fuck was that breathing? Never mind. Please, while you're here, do take in the sights. I wish for you to remember every last inch of fated ground we trod. For while your ancestral family, the Silverfangs, pretend to rule from on high, it is we who suffer the worm in the trenches, we who are on the front lines of the battle for Gaia. Look around. Yes, you are quite right, Mr. And she gestures to you, Leander.
Leander Van Constantine.
Damn it!
Leander Van Constantine.
Yes.
Of the Van Constantine. Yes.
You are right, something festers here. I've only been in this god-forsaken city a few years now. I've traveled from London originally. But my god, it was never as filthy as this. The worm here breeds like nothing I've seen before. And the worst part is, unfortunately, I must admit the worm cannot breed where humans do not give it a birth. Something in this city is scarred. Something has violated the very spirit of it to allow it to be this bad.
Is there a fire going?
No, not currently.
Darn.
Probably the Welsh.
The Welsh are actually just worm folk.
I was gonna say, what's it called in Changeling when an area has been consumed by banality?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not...
just
Go ahead.
that's all of where the Welsh are. In Welshland.
So you, O nameless pack, were accosted by the Fenrir, in the wilds, and yet you travel to York. That's some distance out of your way, if my knowledge of geography serves me.
Well, that is not the only reason we stop here. One, the Git did decimate our transportation, so we hope to procure some new one, or a new one. And two, we were, while seeking shelter, accosted? Is that the right word?
Yeah, it's not totally negative. I guess you could say visited.
Visited is a better word for that, yes. By spirit of the eagle.
The eagle spirit.
As you say this, you seem to have ignited her attention a bit. She sits a bit straighter up, recrosses her legs. The eagle spirit. Do tell.
As the Theurge will speak up, like we... Searching for shelter, we found a cavern, and upon the cavern were many glyphs and etchings, carvings of the Garu, and a fire. And through the fire, the eagle spirit showed itself and spoke to us. And it tried to tell us about the true burden of kingship and the true burden of being a ruler, and told us that when we got to York, we would discover what we were looking for.
And he asked you to do something for him, didn't he?
Yes.
She nods, and she moves to the window. And she says, I thought as much. This one has been here all morning. And she'll push open the shutters. And as she does so, there's this great flutter of wings as this massive bird descends. A great golden eagle clutching what appears to be a small piece of parchment, a chunk in its beak. Eagles aren't known for frequenting York, my friends. I thought his arrival auspicious. I see why.
I thought she was going to be like, only rat spirits spoken to me. It's better than cockroach spirit, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, buddy, you want to buy some death sticks? No, cockroach spirit, leave me alone.
Or we have water bear spirit. Or tardigrade. Spirit of the mighty immortal tardigrade. I'm going to try to approach the eagle and see if it'll give me what's in its beak.
Yeah. As you walk towards it, the thing will just literally drop the chunk of parchment in your hand leap up and flutter away with a keening cry, disappearing in the direction of the nearest mountains.
I'm just like, fuck, that's metal. As I kind of unroll I'll give the parchment to my brother.
Well, you don't have to unroll it. It's a chunk maybe about this big, and you can tell around the edges that it's been burned. Like, it's blackened and it crackles a bit. And goddamn this thing, but it smells really nice. It smells of, like, incense and perfume beyond, obviously, the stench of ash and soot.
I'll kind of eye it over and read it as I hand the parchment slip to my brother, to the elder brother.
I'll take the slip and read it. I think
we all know how to read.
You're
Well,
noble.
except for Lucius.
You're noble enough to have received an education, and Adam is asleep again.
Motherfucker.
So Elizabeth, just kind of boring, and curls up. And again, a small chunk of paper. There's not much to read.
you want to keep our sister.
As you sort of like turn it over and line it up, it looks like it might belong to maybe the bottom corner of a document. There is what appears to be maybe the remnants of 2 signatures. Most of it has been burned off to the point of severe illegibility. But the letters that you can make out is a last name, De Malbis. DE space MALBIS.
The Malbis. Even Daestra wants us to shock Adam awake.
We
could play
really
crypto.
just should put like fucking air horns in his room that are remote control.
I'm sure there's something equivalent to that we could get, but that's neither here nor there. Just every time he falls asleep on stream, and every time he forgets the pizza, and every time he makes us wait an hour and a half.
Is there another name written other than Demalbis?
There is, but you can't make it out. You can just see the bottom dips of the quill scratches below the ash and the blackened parchment.
Place standing.
I'm going to ask Aelith if she recognizes the name Demalbis.
She rattles it around in her head. Not off the top, but as I said, I'm not a local. May I?
No, well, it's up to the who's holding the paper.
Yeah, I'll hand it to her.
All right. She sort of looks at, smells it.
It smells like cookies.
I do say the scent is something I recognize. Smells if I didn't know any better. Like the church. The cathedral, yes. This smells like the incense the priest used. Not that I would imagine you would agree if you haven't been there yet, but by all means.
That creature was wearing a monk's robes, the one we destroyed. Yusuf really doesn't like the Jesuits.
That's fair.
Yes. My constituents here informed me that you had availed yourself of the blood of a Fomor. I grant you congratulations, though it's the spirit's esteem that you probably wish for more.
No, we heard distress, and we sought to right it.
She narrows her eyes as you say that. You may surprise me yet. I have one suggestion, as she hands back the parchment, though I don't know if you'd find it immediately palatable.
City sewers. Sewer level. No,
Oh my god, that'd be disgusting.
York
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
have
the
sewers.
sewer.
The sewers
Yeah.
are the streets. You're in the sewer level.
let's just get like a really long wooden plank and use it to cross one rooftop to the next.
So, what are we doing? What is she?
Well, we were taught to respect our elders, madam. What is your suggestion?
Well, I have traveled a bit in my time, and I have had the good fortune several years ago. Have you ever met one of the Silent Striders?
We weren't allowed to leave the castle much, other than
Well,
except for the elder brother.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fascinating, enigmatic peoples. A great tribe for conversation. If you ever have the opportunity, I suggest you avail it. I was able to assist a certain Silent Strider in his own travels. I am lucky enough to be of a, shall we say, up-and-coming entrepreneurship. Merchants are becoming more powerful by the day, and I was able to get him a spot on one of my caravans without too many questions being asked. In return, he gifted me with a very particular right, a very peculiar right. The ability to pass into the Dark Umbra. I hear that certain things tend to echo in the Dark Umbra if they're important enough, once they're destroyed in this world. If those papers are important enough, you may be able to find them intact.
Would you be willing to assist us and get into the Dark Umbra? Our father has told us about the Umbra, however, we ourselves have never passed through it.
I will, if you're willing. The Dark Umbra is not a place to go lightly. It is where the Hamids go. When they die, the whole world is shaped by their longing. The spirits that dwell there, they aren't like Gaia's spirits. They're not even like the worm's spirits. They're something else entirely. They hunger for life, for any kind of emotion, I suppose, and I am told, I've never ventured there myself, but I am told that those that do, the spirits are drawn to them like a beacon. I cannot stress how dangerous this might be for one such as yourselves that have not even undertaken the rite of passage, but you struck down a foeman on my very streets. You're clearly capable. However, I have one thing to ask of you in return. If you are intent on continuing to your cairn, completing your rite of passage, becoming full-fledged Silverfangs, full-fledged leaders of the Garou, then I wish for your assistance. I wish for you to swear to me before all the spirits that you will do your best to help keep York neutral and in the hands of the warders who have fought and bled and died for it for longer than I have been here.
I was close. Not Bonars.
Wait,
Oh, they have Bonars too.
Oh, okay.
what's she asking?
To keep York neutral, or whatever
Oh.
that means.
Well, basically to keep it out of the Get of Fenris versus Silverfang debacle that's dominating Northumbria right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm okay with that. I don't care.
Here's the
I
thing.
mean-
As Henry told you before, the fight started because the Silverfangs took over one of the Fenrir's cairns. Ergo, she wants to make sure that the kings of the nation keep their grimy claws off of it too.
Well, I mean, the way she worded is now we have to defend it from Finry.
Well, there's also
That's not what she meant, and she will say so if you bring up that to her.
Because, quite frankly, that is probably outside of our
how much
realm of
political power do we
influence.
really have? Like, we can do our best, and I guess that's all she's asking for.
I was gonna say, I'm
Ultimately,
assuming.
we're pretty low.
I was gonna say, we have our gifts now, right?
Yeah.
But I'm assuming we don't have our rights yet.
Yeah, the Emancipation Proclamation has been written.
You know what? We'll say yeah. Why not?
I was gonna say because I can already walk into the Dark Umbra with the rights I have.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you want to go by yourself.
I'm like, I don't need your help. I know how to do this. No.
He goes there immediately, eats shit, and dies. Back into the jelly bean jar.
I would ask to commune with my siblings first.
Of course.
Minus the one that's asleep.
I wouldn't expect you to be able to make a decision on your own, no offense, but you're not to the Arun. Fear not, I didn't have the good fortune of being born under that moon either, and I'm a woman, so no one in either world respects me.
That's rough.
But the real question is, can you hunt?
Is that what you say as we kind of huddle up together?
Yes.
I have yet to attain my permits. Take some time. You don't have to tell me right now. If the spirit's quest is important enough to you, then that's good enough for me. And I'm satisfied if you don't even have a place in the tribe yet that you're not here to take mine. Avail yourself. We'll have cooking ready in a moment. I'm sure you're hungry, and you look tired from the road.
Did you say that out loud, Xavier?
Yes. We've been walking all day. No
Well,
She'll sort of rise from her chair and gesture for you to follow.
I guess I'll pick up my clothes.
Are you like, this is why you wear them all the time. It's so inconvenient to carry them in your hands.
I understand.
I get it now.
Also, my pee-pee's cold.
As she walks through her house, she opens a back door that leads into this great walled garden, and immediately that amazing smell, that fresh, clean air, strengthens as you step out back, and you can feel nothing less than the absolute presence of Gaia in this place, pushing back the filth and the decrepitude and the corruption that seems to surround every other inch of this city.
Put a sock on the pee-pee. That's genius, Mazzy.
Yes, the Red Hot Chili Peppers method.
Oh.
It's not an official cairn, not yet, but the gnosis here is plentiful, and you may avail yourselves of it.
Oh boy, we can get Gnosis back here?
Yeah, you can meditate here.
Oh boy, I've been shooting so much lightning.
When you've come to a decision, let me know. And she will close the door behind you. You find yourselves in this beautiful walled garden.
Creo-proof.
Flowers of all colors, vines cascading down, trees to block the sun.
And we'll come to a conclusion next time.
I mean, if you want to end it there, it's almost 1. We totally can.
On Dragon Ball P.
Well, Adam's asleep. Josh, do you want to end it here?
That's up to you guys. We could just finish up with our decision making if you wish.
But
You
it's
tell
a
him, Yusuf.
perfect,
If
It's a
only we could force lightning Adam awake right now.
perfect cliffhanger.
Oh yes. Will they help or not? Ooh.
Will they accept the quest?
It's less whether we'll help or not, or more whether we'll ask for her help. Because I can totally get us into the Dark Umbra.
And I also will point out, and I hope you guys know this by now, but I have no intention of railroading you. I will throw options in your path, but if you want to take them, it's up to you.
We could just burn the church down. We could get full Norwegian black metal.
I don't want to get the attention of the church right now.
Is it because you don't want to meet your Inquisitor?
That would be very intimidating.
Oh no,
I mean-
well, they're not born yet.
If Tom's Inquisitor showed up, I'm pretty sure he could kill all of us.
I love my Inquisitor.
He's memeing. He's just playing Harry Potter through his fucking eyelashes and doesn't want us to know.
Sleeping.
Fucking Daestra. Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm guessing something was posted in the Discord, which I can't
Yes.
look at because I'm streaming.
That's beautiful, Daestra.
Oh, wait, I totally
For
have
those of
Discord
you-
on my phone. For those of you that don't know, join our Discord. It's super cool. Link below.
Well, okay.
We had like a 24-hour conversation about changeling once. That was like a few days back ago. But yeah, if that's a good point to cut off, I guess we can cut off there.
Okay. I feel pretty good about this session. I'm going to give everybody 4 XP. Begin the vote for who you think deserves the extra. Now, as always, if you like what you
Adam's
saw,
disqualified for sleeping.
if you like what you saw, like, follow, subscribe. Social media down below if you want to get in touch with us or just keep abreast of whatever we're streaming. Next week we return to Chicago by Night and the Sacrifice. There's a Patreon. If you really, really like us, we're gonna have some new cool stuff going up soon. Yeah, start voting.
I also vote for Tom, just as Yusuf has. I vote for Tom for being the leader
And doing stuff.
and having to do the leader stuff.
Theme, I don't know why you opened. Please go.
I vote for Daestra for memeing.
Okay, is it in front lobby? Where'd he put it?
I believe it's front lobby. And I went ahead and changed his nickname now.
No, dude, change his avatar. That's great.
I can't change his avatar.
Good morning.
Oh,
One vote for Xavier, but a certain somebody's not here. The Lupus voting block isn't in full force.
Ah, damn it.
oh yeah, for once.
All right, so far that's 3 votes for Tom, 1 for X.
I'll also give mine to Tom.
4 for Tom. Anybody want to challenge?
Daestra's accepting his XP.
Daestra
One
deserves it.
1 XP isn't much, but it's something.
That's
For
a
you, Daestra.
whole Vampire 5th edition session
Yeah,
right there.
Oh yeah.
That is a whole V5 session right there. Just 1 XP. We're just giving that away.
If you play V5, you can tell your storyteller that you have 1 free XP from us.
And they have to accept it.
If not, you don't play with them.
And call them stoop.
All right, you know what? Let's do both. 1 for you, Daestra, and 1 for Tom.
Yeah.
All right, you have a good one, Vasil. Thanks for being here, buddy. We always love you. Daestra, then give give all your storyteller characters 1 XP. That's an extra willpower. Or I guess,
Yes, we're making your campaign harder on your players.
all right, you wonderful, beautiful people, thank you for joining us for the stream. We appreciate every single one of you. The new people that followed tonight, you guys are awesome. You have a great night, and I guess Adam's just going to stay there.
Yep.
Good night, guys.
Enjoy this 24-hour stream of Adam Nap.
Adam sleeping.
Don't they actually do that in Japan?
That's a
no.
thing.
All right.
Running water. One of you guys go to his house and dip his hand into like a cold bowl of water. I'm too far away to do it, but you guys are much closer.
Good night, guys.